was watching The Bachelorette to, get inspiration.
Oh my God.
Hey, how do you feel about Pete being the new Bachelor?
I just read a thing that said he got really hurt. Like, he got a big facial.
And that hurt him?
Is he nervous? Get anxious?
He has a face injury on his face. And he had to get like 30 stitches on his face. But he's back to production, so everything's okay.
Wait, so we think this, because they're obviously like shooting right now.
Yeah, they started in
September.
September.
It happened during the taping? That he hurt his
they're
face?
still taping right now, apparently.
Oh, it's going to be good drama.
Because they always have him like riding a horse, jumping out of helicopters.
I'm sure. Well, I read this because I love the and now you've joined our Bachelor world.
Nation.
Yeah, Bachelor Nation. We're weird and intense. But it's just fun, and you get to sit down and be like, oh, my life's a mess. And you're like, but it's not that. Even though that's mostly made up and dramatic and stuff, but still, it's so entertaining and so fun, and I don't know. But anyway, I have no idea what I was gonna say.
He
hurt his face.
He hurt his face.
Right.
I was asking you what you thought about him as the Bachelor.
Oh, yes. Well, I really wanted Mike to be the Bachelor.
Oh, yeah.
Because I love
A lot of people are really upset about that.
I know. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So I read a book about, like, behind the scenes of The Bachelor.
Ooh.
And it's all this, like, a little bit of emotional manipulation. Like, you're putting these people in this world where you're not allowed to have a phone, no books, no magazines, you can't watch movies. Like, these people literally have to sit and talk to each other.
Yeah.
And so if you don't know what's going on in the rest of the world, which in some cases might be kind of nice for a little break, but for like 3 months, you just obsess over this one person. And so that's where all this craziness happens, and people are breaking down and stuff because it's just like almost like war camp.
And there's nowhere to go. And don't they all share like bedrooms? That's the one thing about, because we love The Challenge on MTV.
Oh,
I don't know if you watch that or not, but that would be the thing I wouldn't like, is that there's like 6 twin beds in one, like you can't even have your own privacy.
Right. I don't know the
but they need to do
there,
it to break people down. I could never see myself going on, though.
Right.
I was like, I would never. But then,
if you're tired, all this stuff is happening, producers are coming up to you saying, no, you need to stand up for yourself, because they manipulate all of
100%.
these people.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Unreal?
Oh, I loved that show.
Amazing. And it was based, I think the original producers of The Bachelor were the ones who came up with the idea.
Well, I know a couple people that were contestants on The Bachelor and Bachelorette, and they all say, like, some of them are like, I can't even watch because it was a little too close to home. And then you're like, well, are you being serious? Are you being a little dramatic? Like, you take everything with a grain of salt, but I think they mess those kids up.
Of course they do.
Because they're like 24, super hot, super charismatic, or else they wouldn't have popped on screen.
Right.
And then they want, because what kind of the goal now isn't really to fall in love, right? It's like to create a path for a business you want to.
I believe a lot of contestants go on that trying to build the social media platforms to be able to, build whatever business it is. But I do think you're supposed to really,
or have a celebrity
want to find love.
Or, come in third and have a celebrity DM you.
That's the goal, man. Tyler's living the dream with Gigi. Like, is that not the most ideal scenario from that outcome?
Oh, my gosh.
The success rate of it's got to be, like, financially. Like, unless you're voted off first.
Yeah. Well,
if
even
you're
then.
hanging around, like.
Even then, the grocery store Joe, didn't he go home night 1? And because he popped so much on screen, everybody loved him, and they brought him back for Bachelor in Paradise. And he's engaged to somebody that he met there, and like it's. Oh my god! If you have it, you'll pop on the show.
Especially nowadays with social media, it's very different being on the show.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, people would be like, no, don't go on that. But you're trying to build your resume. Like,
I even feel I don't think we're at a place where if you want to be an actor or an actress.
I mean,
and yet I hesitate even saying that. Yeah, because if you
opposite Daniel Day-Lewis, maybe being on The Bachelor and doing all these other things, but to actually
maybe break in and get noticed,
and do a show and do a guest spot or having some independent film, like 100%.
I think
that's a good point.
I wouldn't be, because I would look at it as like, oh, that's proactive as fuck.
Yeah.
But think about
like
Hannah,
way to
household name. She's on Dancing with the Stars.
I know.
Like,
but now if you want to be a household name like a Ryan Seacrest or like a really cute, personable host or, you know, Dancing with the Stars, and now maybe you're a judge on The Masked Singer, whatever it is, like, that's an amazing platform if you have the it factor. But I still don't know if, like you were saying, if you want to be opposite, like, Meryl Streep. But who knows?
I don't think we've seen that happen yet.
We haven't.
Because how many people have the talent to be opposite Meryl
Well,
Streep
and
in
that's
general?
the thing,
But
yeah.
if you have someone like your career and you popped on to a reality show and became famous, people aren't going to know you as that. You'll be known as that girl popularity-wise, maybe, if it's The Bachelor.
Right.
So many people would know you, but then people would see your actual work.
Right.
So it depends.
Well,
if you've
yeah, so
never acted, you're not going to
Right.
get 2.5 million followers on Instagram and then go book opposite Meryl Streep.
Right.
But if you
If
have
you've
the
got a
ingredients,
resume.
it would help get you in the door. Or if they Google you, you have more to show than if you're just on The Bachelor. Like if you have a podcast or you have a clothing line or you're doing guest spots or you're friends with the YouTube clique. You know, it's I don't know. That's like the biggest. I'd be like, what reality show to pop on now?
Yeah. Well, you're right.
2008 wasn't worth it.
Yeah. Well, and I
$150.
still think there's a little bit, like, I think we haven't seen somebody that's, that has a theatrical resume for that reason, you know, because I think there's still a stigma. I don't know how many of our agents would be like, yeah, go on The Bachelor, like, see what happens. But maybe, I don't know, like, everything is so, nothing really makes sense anymore, and everything's moving so fast that I hesitate to have any absolutes about anything.
Sure.
I don't think there's absolutes. I think, but I do believe that the new wave of how things are moving is why we've gone all in on it. Because it's like there was even a friend of ours who said she wanted to start a blog, and her manager was like, "Why are you going to start a blog?" And we're like, the manager's missing the point.
Right.
Because there are people who
That's that brick and mortar mentality, that old school, like, no, you're an actor, this is all you can do. Now, do it all. My manager's constantly like, Molly, there's this new Twitch, TikTok, blah, blah, all these, just do blog, talk about football, podcasts. And I'm like, It gets, I'm like, there's so many outlets. How do you...
And you actually have to sit and learn them and put a lot into it.
Yeah.
You know, like even with podcasting, the stuff that we've learned to be able to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Listen, I give so many props to people that can do podcasts and can do TikToks on a regular basis and does all, because you really, I think there's this mentality that if you're famous on the internet, like Instagram or Twitter or whatever you're famous through, that it just kind of happened for you. But I feel like everybody will tell you, like, no, I busted my ass. Like, I started on Vine 15 years ago, and now I'm here, and I have got 6 million followers, but, like, I put in a bunch of work.
Yeah.
And I think that's the misconception, and that's part of the thing perpetuating depression, I think, in younger kids, is that it seems like everybody can do it, and it's so easy, but it takes a lot of work.
Of course.
So if that's what you want to do, you better get ready to bust your ass like you would if you wanted to be an actor. Like, you bust your ass and you don't take no for an answer. So if you want to gain notoriety through podcasts or through whatever, you've got to bust your ass and do it.
Yeah.